Hello viewer, thank you for joining us. This is CBA News in Brief. My name is Yunis Dekow. Four people who violated flight ban restrictions into Djibouti and instead sneaked in by road through Somaliland have tested positive for COVID-19, adding to the 18 the number of identified cases in that country. According to authorities in Djibouti, the four were stopped at Lowyacado area located at the border with Somaliland and eventually tested positive for the global pandemic upon testing. The four people were initially traveling to Djibouti by air, but they changed the plans and chose to travel by road to enter the country following the coming into effect of the flight ban. The country's Director General of Health, Dr. Salah Boniota, confirmed the four cases, noting they will be sent to Arte Medical Center for isolation and treatment. The development comes amid concerns that the Ethiopian airline continues to fly into the international airport in Hargeisa. Ethiopia has since recorded 21 COVID-19 cases. Two more cases were recorded on Sunday in Adama, located in the Oromia region. The governor of Nugal region, Abdisalam Hassan Hersi Gujir, has succumbed to serious wounds he sustained following a suicide explosion at a police station on Sunday evening. Also badly wounded were a soldier and the former General Police Commander Farah Galangoli. Witnesses said a man wearing suicide vest detonated himself near the car carrying the officials. Al-Shabaab has immediately taken responsibility for the attack. The Somali-based Al-Qaeda associated group has often targeted security officials, political leaders, and even civilians. Meanwhile, the president of Somalia, Mohamed Abdullahi Farmajo, has condoled the death of Nugal Governor Abdisalam Hassan Hersi on Monday. The head of state who condemned his attack held a telephone conversation with the Puntland leader Said Abdullahi Deni. The president also wished a quick recovery to those affected by the blast that killed the Nugal governor. The late governor was about 50 years old. He was a member of the SSDF forces whose officials founded Puntland in 1988. He was the mayor of Garowe in 2004 and held this position since 2018. The editor of our News Online Somaliland Chronicle online site has been put behind bars in connection to a report on corruption involving some senior government officials and the leadership of a local organization. The article, published on 24th of March, accuses Somaliland's Women and Children organization of petty theft. It alleges that the organization takes $20 from the beneficiaries of a food distribution project. According to the report, the NGO is a semi-government entity with a deep connection to current cabinet ministers and former first ladies. The report names the Minister of Employment, Family and Social Affairs, Hinda Chama Agani, and the Deputy Minister of Fisheries and Livestock Development, Yurub Abib Abdi. The police did not comment on the arrest of the online journalist, and it is not immediately clear when he will be brought before the court for charges. The Mogadishu Municipal Council has announced the suspension of social activities at Lido Beach to curb the spread of coronavirus in the country. Speaking during the weekly meeting in the Somali capital, Mogadishu, the mayor of Banaadir, who also doubles up as the governor of Banaadir region, Muammar Mahmoud Mohamed Filish, has underlined the significance to close the beach hotels along Lido shoreline, where hundreds gather during weekends with their families. Muammar Filish also advised the public to follow the directive of the Ministry of Health on containing the coronavirus. The weekly meeting, which focused on creating awareness on COVID-19, was held at Shangani District Headquarters and attended by senior government officials led by the Minister for Religious Endowment, Sheikh Noor. Banaadir administration received testing equipment for the virus from the federal government on Sunday. So far, 3 people have been confirmed positive with the COVID-19. They include 2 Somali citizens and 1 foreign contracted by the UN office in Somalia. And the number of confirmed coronavirus infections in Kenya rose to 50 on Monday, with the Health Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe warning of dire times ahead. He noted that the virus is now being spread through community transmission. 8 new cases were confirmed from the 69 samples tested on Sunday amid fears that the country is headed for dire days, as Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe said the health facilities could be stretched. The state is racing against time to forestall an overstretched healthcare system and is set to hire 1,000 currently unemployed medical personnel this week as it beefs up the staff to increase and cope with the increasing cases of coronavirus in the country. Kenya last week, the Cabinet Secretary said received 250 ventilators from the World Bank days after receiving 25,000 testing kits and protectives from Jack Ma, the Chinese billionaire and co-founder of the e-commerce giant Alibaba. Nairobi leads with 31 confirmed cases, followed by the coastal town of Kilifi that has 6, while the coastal town of Mombasa has 3 cases as well. Kajiado and Kwale in central Kenya each have 1 cases as rising fears of the virus spreading across the country mount. Mr. Kagwe, however, hit out at politicians who may say they are spreading lies and sending the nation into panic. Kenya last week recorded its first death from the virus after the death of a 66-year-old man at the Khan intensive care unit last Thursday. The state started a daily curfew beginning last Friday from 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. to curtail the spread of the virus, a measure taken after Kenyans failed to heed instructions to stay at home and avoid public gatherings. UNHCR, the UN Refugee Agency, has welcomed a US $1.7 million grant from the government of Japan in support of its humanitarian efforts in Somalia. Japan's latest funding will provide UNHCR with critical fundings to deliver services to a total of 15,500 displaced people, including refugees, asylum seekers, returnees, IDPs, and host communities. The fund also reaffirms Japan's commitment to support the new approach for peace and stability in Africa, NAPSA, as announced by Prime Minister Shinzo Abe during the opening session of the Tokyo International Conference on African Development in 2019. UNHCR now says it will work with a network of local and international partners to rehabilitate basic infrastructures such as markets, roads, and water catchment areas. Some 2,400 school-aged children will also have access to primary school education and learning materials, as most schools in Somalia are privately run and out of reach to many children from the displaced population. In addition, UNHCR assures that it will implement livelihoods interventions mainly targeting the youth who are particularly vulnerable to violent extremism. UNHCR Somalia representative Johan Sifuonte said in a statement sent to newsrooms earlier today that Japan has been a consistent ally, contributing more than $34 million to Somalia operation in the last 5 years. Somalia, he said, has one of the world's largest population of 2.6 million IDPs, but despite its own challenges, it is also hosting over 35,000 refugees and asylum seekers. He added that we are now extremely grateful for this latest funding from Japan to support the humanitarian response. Last year, thanks to donations from donor countries, including $4 million from Japan, UNHCR reached thousands of people in Somalia with several interventions, including shelter, livelihood, education, healthcare, and multi-purpose cash grants. That is all we have for you this particular news summary from stories making headlines across Horn of Africa. My name is Yunis Dekow. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.